Shock trauma.
Shock trauma.
Shock trauma.
Shock trauma.
Shock trauma.
In Baltimore, reality plays out every night inside shock trauma.
We believe that every patient that comes into our doors, we're going to save.
They treat more than 8,000 patients a year, 96% of whom survive their injuries.
Shock trauma confirmed. Yes, sir. All right, that's it.
It's one of the few professions where I feel like you have the opportunity to save somebody's life every day.
We're always ready for the worst case scenario.
257? No. No?
You just really never know what's going to come through the door as the next patient.
Relax your left arm.
Next side.
You don't get a second chance. You got to be right the first time.
The trauma, people can come in very sick. They could die within minutes of getting here.
Time is the enemy. You're working against the clock.
We all do this because we care, because we want to see people get better, and we want to have a hand in it.
You have to. You have to believe that even if the chances are 1 in 1,000, that's the one. This is unscheduled tragedy, what we do. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, today's the day I'm going to get hurt.
Shock trauma has all the facilities immediately available that a person who is in danger of losing their life requires to continue living. I do. Although the shock trauma unit has a limited number of beds, and I might add that they're almost always full. The circumstances are, however, that people who are treated at shock trauma have a much better chance of survival than people who are treated in other facilities. That is not to say that other facilities are now not becoming better. They are. Shock trauma has forced other hospitals to get facilities and other things to treat critically injured patients. sure that the violence that we have being the second most violent city in the United States, I'm sure it affects the number of people that are in shock trauma. Well, the thing that makes it the most advanced emergency room is, first of all, it is immediately available. There is no waiting to get in. That means that if you are picked up and you are injured, you are going to shock trauma and you are going immediately to get care. That's not true in every emergency room by any stretch of the imagination. There's always things to do. Secondly, it has every facility that is available for the treatment of an individual who is in immediate danger of losing their lives.
Our Andrea McCarran met one young man at a Maryland trauma center who almost became a part of that statistic. His name is Dylan Lewis, and he was driving drunk.
I just remember waking up outside of my truck on the ground, shaking, bleeding, and thinking that was it. And I wasn't okay with that.
Shock trauma copies. Do you have any vital signs?
We met Dylan Lewis at the lowest moment of his life.
I wanted to fight, and I wanted to live, and I wanted to stay here. And I did that. For some people, they don't get this lucky. They don't get this second chance that I got. They don't get to wake up after their drunken car accident.
Absolutely. I think the advent of the trauma unit has made care in every hospital in the United States improve, because it has illustrated that people can be saved if they are treated immediately.
Fall from a scaffolding. You don't shock anyone here. Here in shock trauma.
Everybody, this is Joe. He's a carpenter.
Where we discovered the more we do in the first golden hour, the better our patients do. And where trauma and critical care first became science. It's a way of working you won't find anywhere in the world, unless we taught them here. University of Maryland Medical Center. Medicine on a mission.
Because there is a facility at the University of Maryland to accept the helicopter or even an ambulance that can drive immediately to the shock trauma unit. And at the shock trauma unit, the patient is immediately cared for. So in our unit, we just took anybody as they came in, as long as we had room. Unfortunately, we only had 2 and sometimes 3 beds available. So it was a much smaller place. And furthermore, we did not have all the equipment that is available today.